Welcome to Curious Caravan. I'm Jason, and with me is my co host Lizette. We're here to take you on a journey to America's most curious, quirky, and downright unforgettable spots.
Yep, so if you're into hidden gems, oddball attractions, and a little nostalgia, you're in the right place.
Let's dive right in to Curious Caravan.
Hi, everyone. It is so good to be back. Last week I was gone, a little busy, and this week Jason is out, so it'll just be me. Luckily, I am talking about some of my favorite spots here in Dallas. I have a bunch of go-to spots, which really bad for routine theories, but it's great because I can truly vouch for these places. They are incredible. I want you guys to try it out and tell me what you guys think of these places. And if you love them, hate them, let me know. Slide into our DMs. Other than that, let's get rolling. First up on this list, because I love to eat, anyone who lives in Dallas loves to eat, not just like, eat because it's the thing that keeps you alive, but really eat because it's enjoyable. And good food starts here in Dallas. There are incredible Tex-Mex places like Gonzales right off of Jefferson. Jefferson is really known, historically at least, it's known for its Mexican spots. It hosts a Cinco de Mayo parade. It's got a lot of quinceañera shops. So if you are looking for authentic Tex-Mex experience, you'll find it right there on Jefferson. Gonzales is no exception to this. I've been going since could remember, honestly. I will always get the beef enchiladas every single time without fail. Unfortunately for me, when it comes to Tex-Mex, that is my go-to. That and a margarita, I'm always gonna order. The reason I love Gonzales more than any other Tex-Mex restaurant is because one, obviously I've grown up there, so it feels really homey to me. But two, there are such fond memories there. We had graduations, we had big celebrations, first communion there. It's truly made its space into my heart, and it's always going to be there for me. We got hooked because their flour tortillas are so fluffy and delicious, and you take a bite and it's almost like you're eating a cloud. But that is why it will always, always, always top my list. I'm also a huge Asian foodie fiend. So if you're looking for good Asian food, because I am almost always craving Asian food, I will always recommend to people to go a little further north. And it's Richardson, Plano area. It's called Jing Chai. Delicious food. You're always going to get good portion sizes. You're always going to get good food and a good experience. Sometimes it gets a little crowded, so especially when it's those big weekends like family graduations and things like that. So the best part about this is that you can see in the back they're dumpling making and rolling the noodles out. So it's a really fun experience if you get a window seat. The drinks are incredible. The company, even better. So, really good spot. Another spot that I got a lot of my friends hooked on is 10 Ramen down in Sylvan 30 area. I've known it since it first opened, and it is so worth it. You kind of walk in and immediately are greeted by a kiosk on the left side where you order your food, and then a bar top that overlooks into the kitchen area where they make the food directly. They've changed the recipes a couple times, but it's still, honest to God, the best place that I get my ramen. I always love it. It's a hidden gem. I used to wish it was on, one of those Door Dashes because I craved it so often. Top 10 spot. Top 10 ramen. 10 ramen. That's what it is. I am not a spicy person typically. So what I will get is a mazimen, and you can add spice if you wanted to that. It's a dry noodle. It's a dry ramen with egg yolks, some sprouts, and some pork jowl. I've taken the picture of the ingredients so many times to the point where I've tried to recreate this to no success. A friend of mine got the closest so far, did phenomenal. And if anyone does know the recipe, please let me know so I can test it out. Right in that area, there's also a really good coffee spot, kind of around the corner, around the bend. where the mini golf place is. It's called Peaberry. So if you haven't heard of Peaberry, they are very Oak Cliff local. Oak Cliff local being they used to be on Keyswood area, but had to move. Peaberry has such a good atmosphere. You can work all day there. You can order your coffee. The coffee is great. I always get their canned Vietnamese, and I'm wired for a day just having the one. So when I buy the 4 pack, I'm set in stone for the entire week. When I'm not eating, I'm usually grabbing a quick drink with my friends. And there are so many good spots. Most are in different areas like Uptown, Lower Greenville. There's a lot in Deep Elm. But for a dive bar experience, we typically will go to Stan's. Stan's is a great spot. Friends with the bartender. Great spot to just hang out and catch up with friends. On Thursday nights, they typically do karaoke. You'll see a bunch of the sports leagues here in Dallas show up because it's kind of their Thursday night after their games. If I want something a little fancier than Stan's and the dive bar, I will go to Apothecary. Apothecary is a great spot if you want a fancy cocktail. They were Michelin recognized, do not have a Michelin star, but Michelin recognized. And they've got small little bites, delicious drinks, and the atmosphere is very much of a speakeasy. So you kind of enter, it's this one wall on Lower Greenville where they have just barely the name. Because of that, you really have to know what you're looking for there. The drinks are great. Okay, so if I'm not eating and I'm not drinking, I definitely try to do something for my health. I typically like to walk at White Rock. It's a very classic place. Obviously, it's a lake, but it's a great spot to walk. But there's also a few studios that I really am interested in trying out this year, especially this Funk Flow studio. It's an aerial yoga right in Deep Ellum, owned by local artists. And she really has cultivated a good community. And aerial yoga is one of those things that I have always wanted to do. And they've got a lot of beginner classes too. So it's actually really good if you don't know what's going on and you can just test it. They're on ClassPass, so if you need to do it on ClassPass, do it on ClassPass. You can test it out. There is also a place in Dallas called Jambox. Jambox is not aerial yoga. It's actually the opposite. And it is where you go if you want to do trap step. And sometimes I just want to move my body like that. It's just kind of fun. It's a step class with trap music. The instructors are great. They've got a few locations, one in the Galleria and one in Frisco. So try it out if you want to mix it up. It's really fun. It's really great. And if you look like a fool, no one cares. I did. And I'm still here, so it's fine. Highly recommend going to Jambox. Other than that, there's really great pickleball spots. So if you want pickleball to pay for it, you've got Chicken and Pickle and you've got Sandy Pickle. Those are both great spots. Sandy Pickle is a bit more in Dallas, right there in the Village area. Sometimes they'll host like kind of a mixer event alongside Dallas sites, and those are really fun to meet new people. Doesn't matter who you're meeting, and it's great if you want to learn how to play pickleball. If you're a little bit more advanced than learning and needing to go with like a group of friends, there is Cole Park. So Cole Park, they've got a pickleball court, and typically there's a line to get in. So you'll kind of wait your turn to get a court. If you're a 4-man or a 2-man, you can definitely go as a 2-man. But I would go and make new friends so you can get a full court. Otherwise, you're going to be in the King's Court, which the King's Court is super competitive. A little bit intimidating for any new pickleball players, but those are some really great players and you'll definitely advance your skills if you get on the King's Court. Next on my list for health conscious activities is One Sweat. So One Sweat is a running exercise. If you're not a runner like me, I'm not a runner, but it's the one time a week, 2 times a week maybe, that I get my cardio in, and the instructors are always great. You'll do 4 minutes on cardio, which is the treadmill, and then 4 minutes doing a little bit of weights, a bit of a HIIT style workout. and then swap for about an hour or so. But it's really great because it's the one time a week I decide I will just go ahead and run. It'll be fine. On the other side of the world, if you do not want to be active in that way and you want just something to do, there's always a pottery class you can take. I know there's a lot of community groups where you can opt in for one pottery class. There's also Dallas Creative Arts Center. They actually host a 6-week long program where you take a pottery class, you could take a sculpture class, you could take a painting class, and all of these are actual classes. So you're kind of consistent. You meet new people, you get to be creative. I remember taking that pottery class knowing absolutely nothing. I made a hideously beautiful bowl and I called it good. It was a fun 6-week class and definitely worth it because they give you all the materials you need and they really instruct you on how to make the best of your pottery or art, whatever it may be. There's also Dallas Comedy Club. They host a lot of shows. They bring in a lot of different comedians too. So you could see some of your favorite comedians from maybe SNL there. But they also host classes. If you're trying to get into improv or stand up, they've got those. And last but not least, if I'm wanting to just kind of wind down with a book, a coffee, a drink, and just listen to some good music, there's two places I like to go. Triumph's right there in Design District has a coffee turned cocktail bar that on certain nights they'll have a jazz troupe. And it's just kind of fun just to sit there to vibe and to just listen to musicians play. There's another spot in Dallas in Bishop Arts called Revelers Hall that plays live jazz. You do have to purchase a cover, and I mean, because you're purchasing a cover, you do also likely want to get a drink there. So just keep that in mind when going to Revelers Hall. It's a great spot. Have always wanted to sit down and just listen for a while and just be. So those are my top spots. If I miss something or if you think I should try something out here in Dallas, let me know. Slide into our DMs at Places.Travel on Instagram. Thank you guys and hope you have a good Friday. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. We hope you enjoyed the journey as much as we did.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review Curious Caravan on your favorite podcast platform. It helps more curious minds like you find us.
And if you're hungry for more, follow us on social for extra content and behind-the-scenes sneak peeks.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep being curious, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Curious Caravan.